Your life is a game of casino. Some of you were born lucky. Some of you weren't lucky with the role models that you've had. But people don't want to accept this reality. It's too simple. They prefer to make it more complicated. They prefer to put more reasoning to it. So they make themselves feel better by saying, God chose this life for you because he thought that only you'd be able to handle it. Or, your soul chose this family to learn from their mistakes and become better. If you prefer to believe in those beliefs, go for it. But one thing that we cannot deny is that it is 100% your own responsibility for the type of person you become and who you choose to be. No one cares that you're a victim. No one cares that you've been abused, raped, cheated on, lied to. There will be people that feel sorry for you. But what really matters is what kind of person you're going to become with the cards you've been given based off your luck. It's your choice. Are you going to make something good out of it? Or are you going to allow yourself and others drag you down their little black hole and through their generational curse? Do not allow your past to haunt you. Do not allow that lady that yelled at you at work to haunt you. Do not allow your traumas to haunt you. The more we think negatively, the more we focus only on the negative. You'll notice this when you're sitting at home alone, your mind wanders, and you're only thinking about the negative things about you, your life, your surroundings. Look at you. You're in a busy, slow traffic. You're sitting in your car and you're yelling. But why are you yelling? Why are you so mad? Your windows are closed, no one can hear you. No one can be affected by your emotions. Nobody knows what the heck is even happening to you, nor cares. But here you are, not only experiencing negative emotions, but only affecting yourself and the way you're going to feel for the rest of the day. If you focus on the positive, how to lift yourself up, how to lift up other people around you, that is what you're going to notice in life. And instead of coming home and when you're alone thinking negatively, trust me, you're going to think only positively. Some of you put so much attention about that old lady that yelled at you at work that you talk about it to your friend on your car ride home. You get home and you talk about it again to your husband. You keep feeding this negative situation over and over, allowing it to haunt you. You're not allowing yourself to simply get over it. Something bad happened to you and it's okay to be hurt. But we need to give ourselves time to let go of it, to stop talking about it. Otherwise, we have this dark cloud on top of our heads that we keep transferring to other people as we keep continuing to talk about all these negative things that are going on with our lives. Things that don't even deserve attention. Who cares about that lady? You're probably never even going to see her again. It's different from talking about, maybe somebody in your family passed away. That's a lot more serious and worth talking about than some stranger that honestly will forget about you the next day. Unfortunately, on my channel, I do make dark content. My goal is for others to be aware, because unfortunately, this world isn't full of rainbows and colors. But some of you literally only have dark content on your YouTube feed, Instagram, Facebook. All you ever see is posts about cheating, backstabbing, rape, violence, men putting women down. And this is what your world becomes. You start thinking that this is it. This is the world and it's full of horrible people. You begin to have trust issues, depression. You begin to be, even mad and prefer to just be alone. When really there's so much good in this world. There's plenty of good men, good women, people with good intentions, people that want to uplift others. Those people choose to be happy. They choose to focus on the positive. They choose to see the good in the world. And I bet you if you take a look at their content feed, you're going to see a lot of positivity posts about people helping each other, people taking care of each other, things that they can actually learn about and apply it in their daily life. When you finally accept and realize that only you can make yourself happy, that's when you'll finally be able to push yourself in that journey. This works by simply finding a way to just let go of all the hurt and pain. Remember, you're here creating the person you are, the person you're going to become, and the future you're going to have. Your life is what you allow and what you make it to be. If you train your mind to see good and positivity, that will be how you live your life and what you'll start being attracted to. If you train your mind to constantly see the bad in people, in yourself, that is how your life will be and what you'll be attracted to. Now, as you've been getting older, you've started realizing you can do a million things right, but when you make one wrong move, you've destroyed everything. Think about it. How many relationships with lovers, family, and friends have we destroyed just because of our emotions? You should never allow yourself to speak to people when you're hurt or angry, because words are extremely powerful. Say the wrong thing, trust and believe it cannot be erased. These words will follow you for the rest of your life. It will not only damage your personality, but it will also hurt your reputation and connections that you could be having with great people. As soon as you feel anger or hurt, find a way to stop contact and relax. To maintain happiness and positivity, never allow others or yourself to release negative emotions. The moment you let your joy depend on validation of others, you're giving away your power. You feel happy when people agree with you and fancy you, but yet you feel anger and sadness when someone doesn't understand your point of view in life or dislikes you. You focus so much on receiving positive attention from others that you don't even realize how addicted you are for others' opinions and validation. Social media is a perfect example of this, by the way. Many of the people you try to impress, you don't even know, or you don't even like them. In fact, some of them don't even like you. We need to accept that people's minds change every time. Just because someone liked you today doesn't mean they won't find a reason to dislike you tomorrow. We can't control how others think or feel about us. Therefore, we shouldn't care. It is beyond our control. Never take other people's opinion about you unless it will make you a better human being. It is not your job to live your life according to others' expectations. If you focus too much about what others think, you will basically turn into a sheep, and you're going to follow the crowd of sheeps that don't know or have a mind of their own. Take a look at how we live now and our history. The people that are strong and hard to manipulate are the ones that created the rules and values for others, while others unconsciously allowed these people to become their cult leaders, and they basically turned into sheeps with a slave mentality. Once a cult leader accomplishes and creates a mass of people to follow his rules and values, that mass will attack you into thinking and behaving just like them. If you dare to disagree or want to get out of it, you now stand out, and they will label you as evil and even dangerous. These people act so much like sheep that they've been so brainwashed and so close-minded that unfortunately for us, when someone stands out, we fear what's strange and unknown, right? And religion is the perfect example for this. Of course, this is not every religious person out there. It's not about every religion out there, but it is a great example because you know that it's out there. So you'll see how atheists, they don't care if someone is religious, as long as that religious person doesn't force their beliefs on them. But a lot of religious people will attack you and see you as a threat if you don't share similar values and views as them. You'll notice that a lot of religious people have a cult leader who in the end tells them what to do, how to live their life, what to wear, what they can buy, what they can't buy. And we're human beings. Of course, with everything that's going on in life, we have questions. You'll see how a lot of cult leaders tell these people not to question their religion. These people continue to follow the leader like a pack of sheep. And listen, this is not me putting down religion. I think religion is one of the greatest things that were created. And I'm going to make maybe a separate video on that. But religious people, actually, there's been a study that they live longer. And I definitely want to talk about that because there's a lot of good things on why to be religious, why marry a religious man, and so on and so forth. But there's definitely a lot of cons on being religious, and I just found it to be like the perfect example for this specifically. As you start making changes in yourself, you will see the accomplishments you're slowly making in your life. You might want to give others that are suffering a helping hand, but never do this, because they're only going to resent you more. They never asked for the helping hand. Why are you giving it to them? Instead, be an example. Let your life play out and let them watch your life play out. If they want help, they should come to you themselves. Be aware of the people that see you put work into yourself but refuse to put the hard work into themselves. They will be jealous and envy you. Your intuition will slowly start to sense this as well. Though I wanted this to be a positive video, unfortunately it's human nature and the world is not full of rainbows and colors, okay? If you notice this, it's best to either distance or stop oversharing with this person. If they try to constantly complain around you and bring down your energy, try maybe having a conversation and let them know. Listen, a good friend is someone you can share good news and bad news with. But if your friend is constantly complaining about her cheating boyfriend, you need to put it to stop. When you engage in conversations that make you feel or even think negatively, these people now transfer their dark cloud onto you. And here you are having to put in the hard work again on making yourself happy all over again. If your situation gets so bad and you have to cut off this person, be careful. Sometimes we open up too much and end up realizing the person we've opened up to can't be trusted. Cutting them off can put you in a position to be exposed. You can cut off a person safely by distancing yourself and being busy, suggesting to basically do things that person doesn't like to do, or even from time to time offering to hang out when you know they're going to be busy. But never flare up anger in that person, because that can sabotage you. It's much better to have that person remove themselves from your life instead of you cutting them off and then later on getting exposed. My grandma always said, it's better to have an undercover enemy that you're aware of than an enemy that knows you're aware of their motives. Now, I want to share a personal story on why you need to stop oversharing and how it can ruin your life. Now, this story is definitely going to make you think a million times before you overshare. But I'm going to warn you that this story is a little negative and it will put me in a bad light. So if you're not in the mood to listen to it, just click out of the video. Anyways, I feel sorry for even telling the story because I feel like it's basically me gossiping. But if I don't share it, you're not going to learn the lesson. So we're just going to go at it. When I used to work in this office years ago under somebody, there was this woman, let's just call her Linda. A lot of people did not like Linda, and I can understand why, because her personality wasn't the type of personality that a lot of people would like. She was very self-centered. She would constantly say, I don't have any friends, I don't need friends, I don't need people in my life, everyone is out to serve me. And whatever, I don't care that she's this kind of person. Another thing about her was that she was married to a very rich man. She honestly didn't even have to work, but she chose to. And she would constantly overshare. She would overshare about her life. She would overshare about her personal life, the personal things that she's doing. And unfortunately, she would also share about the fact that she would sleep with the guy who's next to our office and would get paid for it. Now, basically how this mess began is I signed a contract with my boss saying that I'm not able to do any extra work or overcharge people on the projects. We have certain projects, we have certain timelines, and everything is run by our boss. What I did is I would call those clients and I would tell them, hey, I can do the extra work for you, which was not allowed. It's illegal. And they know that I'm not supposed to be doing it. And of course, I would overcharge them to basically do the work on the side. And basically me helping them by doing the extra work for them basically pushes their project and gets them closer to being in public and being in different countries that they want to be in. Now, of course, I was not allowed to do this. And I would create a fake contract with these people, basically between me and them, that they're not going to contact the other people in our office, because how it works is I do my work on that project and then eventually it passes on to the next person and the next person and the next person. I was the one who was basically making the project closest to final, and then Linda would be at the final. And what happened is I ended up working with this one client. And I guess they forgot, and they emailed Linda after I finished up with all the work that I needed to do. They messaged Linda by accident, and they needed her to do the ending work. Linda noticed, and she was like, oh, what's this? And then this is when she pulled me to the side, and she's like, hey, I need to talk to you alone, quietly, away from everyone. So I was like, yeah, okay, sure, what's going on? She tells me, I know what you've been doing. I know that you're charging people more. I know that you're working on a project further and basically doing the extra work that you're not allowed to do. And if you don't give me half of that money that you've gotten, I'm going to go and talk to the boss and make sure that you're getting fired for it. Now, of course, this pissed me off because first off, I'm not in your business, so why are you in my business? Second, why are you trying to take the money that I've been working extra hours for? I understand that what I'm doing is illegal, but here you are trying to blackmail me. So, of course, I went on revenge mode, and this lady's where you're going to learn not to overshare. She basically emailed my boss, letting him know, hey, this is what she's been doing, and my boss let me know when he's back he wants to have a conversation. And I already knew, I was like, okay, there's like a 90% chance that I'm getting fired. But if I'm going to get fired, I'm going to make sure that this lady remembers me. My goal was basically to not only have her husband catch her on the fact that she cheated, but also to hopefully get her fired. So the first thing that I did is I remembered that the cleaner lady would tell me every time she cleaned the guy's office, at the end of the day, he left the door open and he would leave the money inside the drawer. So that's what I did. At the end of the day, I took that money before Linda got it. And honestly, it was great because I remember just them hearing them fight, and he would go off and say, first off, she would tell him, where's the money? Are you using me? And then he'd go off and tell her, you have the money. Why are you trying to make me pay more? Like, you're trying to use me for more money. So it was great. Now, I knew that my boss was going to come in a few days, and this is already the next day. I was trying to figure out how can I get into her emails, Linda's emails, and find out if I can find any emails basically of her flirting with another guy and send that over to her husband. Truthfully, I wanted to just record her sleeping with that guy in that office, but I didn't know, like, what kind of recorder am I going to put in there without them noticing, right? So there's this lady in our office, let's call her Janet. She's able to access everyone's emails through her computer. And basically what I did is I on purposely went to Janet on lunchtime because I knew she was going to take lunch, and I was telling her, hey, there's this email that I'm searching for hours on my computer, I cannot find. Can I please see if I can find it through your computer? And basically look through my own emails. She's like, yeah, of course. Like, I'm going to head out for lunch, but you go for it. Ladies, just know that I usually don't have the guts to do this because I don't like to face the consequences of what happens in the end. But I was at the point where I was like, you snitched on me, and on top of that, I'm going to get fired. So I didn't care. When I entered into Janet's computer, we're able to not only see the emails, but we can also see the passwords. And everyone's passwords, it's a 6-digit code, and it's always numbers. I took down Linda's code because I was thinking, hey, maybe this is going to be like the code to enter into her phone, the password. I looked through Linda's emails. There's no flirting going on there, so I got nothing out of that. And I knew that every time Linda would leave to go sleep with that guy, her phone would always be in the office because every time I'd walk into her office and she's not there, her phone is on the desk. So I was hoping that it's going to be the same way this time and she wouldn't take her phone, and that's what happened. I ended up going into her office. She wasn't there. I took her phone and I entered it with the code. Turns out that the code that she used on her computer is the same code she used on her phone. And from there, I just took my phone, took pictures of everything. Listen, this Linda woman, she had game. Like, she wasn't even, listen, I'm not even trying to talk bad. She wasn't attractive, but I'll tell you what, this woman, she would always, like, her outfits were always on point. She would never show up with sweatpants, sneakers, ever. Like, heels, dresses, skirts. She was always, like, jewelry, everything. But her face was very average, and I didn't even know she had that much game. Like, I looked at her phone, I was impressed. The amount of guys that would send her money. I don't know if she was a sugar baby, sex worker, I don't know. So I took my phone out, took the pictures that I needed to take. She was flirting. She had a lot of guys, so I was just taking pictures of whatever I could find. Of course, took her husband's phone number down as well. And luckily, the guy that she would sleep with next to our office is also on there. So I took screenshots of that too. And basically, I knew that the next day my boss was gonna come. So when that morning came and the boss actually came to our office and I was gonna have a meeting with him, I sent everything to her husband on my phone. I didn't even care because I was already at a point where I'm losing my job. So anyways, when I was talking to my boss and he called me over, I denied everything because it doesn't matter whether I agree or disagree, I'm losing the job anyway. So yeah, I denied everything, and on top of that, I told him, I was like, hey, you know what? I actually went to Linda before all of this happened, and I had a talk with her. We had an issue because a lot of the times when I needed her help with the projects and to finalize them, she was never in the office. And of course, I told him to check the cameras because she was truly never in the office. And then I told him I ended up finding out that she's been sleeping with a guy next to our office. Yeah, ladies, I know. I feel bad for exposing her like that, but she shouldn't have, blackmailed me. So then I told my boss that I actually told Linda that I was gonna let the boss know about the fact that she's not in the office and how it's not right and we're supposed to be a team. And because of this, Linda got mad and she went to him telling him I've been doing extra work when it's not true. And luckily, the boss actually believed me because he checked the cameras, and of course, he also talked to the women that were working in our office, and they were also already knew about this. And people didn't like Linda, so everyone was turning against her. People were happy to have her fired. So yeah, not only did she end up getting fired that day, her husband ended up coming to the office too because he was mad finding out about this cheating thing. She's crying to him. She doesn't know that he knows yet. Yeah, she's crying to him, I just lost the job, and he starts yelling like, you've been cheating. And I'm so happy I experienced all of it. And yeah, that was my little happy story about me keeping my job, but I didn't stay for long there. But it doesn't matter. In general, you get the point. The whole point is don't overshare, because honestly, Linda could have been safe in the situation if she would have just kept her mouth shut and not letting other people know. If she knew, on top of that, even if she didn't share, she should still find more ways to be a little more sneaky and find a way to make her money without other people knowing that she's sleeping with the guy next to her office, because people talk. You get what I mean? People talk. And I wish I would have never went down this route, because I'm so against going into other people's business and blackmailing people. And I'm happy for people. I don't care if you make money in ways that I don't agree with. Do you? Sadly, I went down this route because, I was just mad that she was trying to, make me lose my job. So anyways, ladies, thank you so much for listening. If there's anything else that you want me to add on, fix, talk about, definitely let me know. And love you all.